Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining the channel. Today we have a whole new review for you. You like what I did there? And that movie is Aladdin, live action, directed by Guy Ritchie, starring Naomi Scott, Will Smith, and Nadeem Masad. But before we get to the spoiler-free thoughts, Eric has a message.
So yeah, I have braces. I'm sure you've noticed. I'm not happy about this. I'm sure you guys aren't either. But don't worry, I will brush my teeth, floss my teeth, use a water pick, do anything to speed up the processing so these puppies could be gone and out of the store. And yeah, I won't have to deal with them, and I'll have straight and perfect teeth. Now back to the review. If I could describe this movie in one word, that's underwhelming.
That's the first thing Eric said to me when we finished the movie. I turned to him, he turned to me. Before I could open my mouth, he says, underwhelming. Myself, I'm gonna have to completely disagree with Eric. I really dug it. I like all the new things they did, and I enjoyed mostly everything about it. But let's take it piece by piece. Let's talk about the music first. Eric has some thoughts, I think.
Okay, the music to me, it just felt too... I don't know. The music, I just was not a fan about. I don't even know why. This movie, I don't even know why I don't like it. It's just, it didn't interest me. It didn't get me in. It just, I kind of wanted the music to end it, and I just felt that the music was also kind of used to drag the story. Even the new songs, it only lasted like a minute, not even like 2 minutes or so. But that's just me, and yeah. Not a fan.
I'm gonna have to completely disagree with Eric, and that's gonna be a theme that's gonna run throughout this video. Me and him have different opinions about the movie, everything in it. So let me tell you how I felt about the music. Did it work 100% for me? No, there was a couple of times where I felt it was a bit too auto-tuned, but overall it worked for me. This was one of my biggest concerns coming into the movie, and I walked away feeling pretty good about it. I like how Will Smith did Never Had a Friend Like Me, his own version. It was a bit of the old school sound with a bit of hip hop, and that worked for me. But the number one standout had to be Naomi Scott, especially her solo, because she is the only true singer from the cast. There was no auto-tune needed, and you'll know when you see this movie. That really worked for me, and yeah, it worked for me. It was one of my biggest concerns, and I walked away feeling pretty good about it. And so with that, let's jump into the cast, Eric. The cast.
Okay, the casting is fine. Will Smith as a genie. Well, I personally think no one can replace Robin Williams or try to recreate what he's done. I clearly know Will Smith is trying, and from what he gave us, I enjoyed what he gave. Aladdin, the character, it is by no means the actor's fault, but the character himself, I just wasn't a fan of. To me, he kind of felt like, he just kind of felt like a jerkwad to me, and he just felt more like a stalker more than a lover, and he just, I just wasn't a fan of him. And Jafar too, from the trailers, it kind of made him look like, I was worried about Jafar, and unfortunately he came through. I just didn't find him intimidating. I didn't find him interesting, and yeah, he was underwhelming. That's the perfect way to describe this movie. Underwhelming.
Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of disagreeing, and here we go again. I'm gonna start off with Jafar. I was concerned about him. It didn't feel like he was menacing enough in the trailers, and after watching the movie, I think I was completely wrong about jumping the gun because of the trailers. He is a different type of Jafar. He's younger, super ambitious, and there's just something that he keeps wanting to push that is way more menacing than I feel that we ever got from the original Jafar. Will Smith as the genie, the best thing is that he tried to be his own genie and not replicate what Robin Williams did, because obviously nobody can do that. Nadeem Masad as Aladdin was pretty good, but I felt that his scenes were best when he shared the screen with Jasmine, and that was played by Naomi Scott, who clearly was the standout performer as well as singer. I can't wait to see her in Power Rangers 2. Hopefully that comes through, because yes, hashtag she is my Pink Ranger. She was the best performer, best singer, and there isn't really much else I can say about that. All right, Eric, let's talk about the new things they added. Did they add anything to you?
Well, to the new things for me, it felt like they kept the old things, but they just adjusted it and trying to make it different at times. And for me, that didn't work, and this movie does not work. And I feel like the new stuff that's like completely new, I feel like that they tried to do that, because this film is 2 hours, and I was like, at times I was just bored and like almost fell asleep like once or twice, and I was just so eager to get out, and I was glad when the credits finally came up.
For one more time, we're gonna disagree. I really liked the new things they did. It didn't work 100%, but I like that they tried something different and they didn't go shot for shot, word for word with the original animated one. I felt like they gave Aladdin a different dimension, but the person who got the most to do and the most upgraded character had to be Jasmine. And I think part of that's because Naomi Scott is such a good actor, and it all really worked for me. And I really want to speak about one particular storyline that they added to this movie, but that is spoiler territory. But I'm really glad that they went there, because it's 2019. It's not 1992 or 400 BC or whenever this movie takes place. And I really like that they took that approach. So let's give our final thoughts about the movie.
Final thoughts, these Disney remakes, I was giving them a shot. I don't really think I could take them anymore. I think Disney should stop and just, if they can't make anything original, they should just stop and think and try to come up with something original. Lion King is the next one. If I can't stand Lion King, then I'm giving up on these remakes.
I didn't like the last one they did, Beauty and the Beast, and I was a bit scared because Aladdin is in my top 2 animated Disney movies, but I walked away feeling pretty good about it. I would definitely watch this movie again, and I would definitely purchase this movie because all the new stuff they tried worked for me for the most part. And yeah, like, is it perfect? No. Is it a 10? Probably not. It's a solid 8 for me, and this is the first time I give a movie a rating in a long time, and that just goes to show that I really enjoyed the experience. If you're looking to see everything from the original, then I suggest you stay home, save yourself $15, go to your movie shelf, pull out your original Blu-ray, because it's a pretty damn good transfer. Throw that on and sit back, relax, and enjoy it.
And if you don't have it on your shelf, just wait until Disney Plus comes.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want a new take on a classic, then you might enjoy this movie. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Is that all? Anything else you'd like to bash about this movie?
Okay, like, one last thing, like, about these remakes, I feel like they should stop doing them, because to me, they feel more like cash grabs than actually grab. Yes, but this one, like, just it
too
just,
obviously a cash grab.
Like, too obviously, like, it's too long. It fails to recreate the original magic, and yeah, I just felt that this movie was so underwhelming. And as I said, if I were to just describe this movie in one word, it's underwhelming.
If I have to describe this movie in one word, it's fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed it, and I got a little bit choked up to realize that we're gonna get one of my most beloved, endeared animated classics in an updated version that ultimately did work for me. Was kind of overwhelming at times, at least when the movie started, before we saw any of it. And I can't say anything other than it works for me. And you got 2 very opposing views, and I wonder where people fall on this movie because of their ages. You would have thought that me being older and haven't seen the original as a kid, I wouldn't like this one. And Eric, because he's younger and this is his Aladdin, which should be his Aladdin, he would enjoy it more. But you see, we got opposite thoughts on it. Those are our thoughts on Aladdin, the live action remake, reimagining, new take, whatever you want to call it. It's your turn to let us know in the comments down below. How did you feel about it? Are you planning to watch it? Is this one of your all-time favorites? Leave the thoughts in the usual place. For now, that is all.